Hello, my fellow astronaut, and welcome to Save Slot Stories. Today we're playing Starbird, where he plays these cute little astronaut birds who are exploring the galaxy and collecting resources. And here we go. So we have this is our space station. So that's where we live, and that's what we travel around on, explore on. And these are asteroids from which we can collect resources. So I guess this one's already been scanned, so you can tell there's water and I think possibly gold here. So we're going to go ahead and enter here. And if we click on one of these craters, we can add a launch pad, which allows us to move resources from the asteroid up into our space station. And it seems we spotted a strange object here, and we want to the birds want to find out more about it. So we need to build or research an evacuation hub. And to do that, we've got to perform quests in order to get payment. So in this one, they want water, which appears to be these dots here. So what we can do is we can grab an extractor, put it on the water, and then pipe it up from the water to our launch pad, and this will move resources from the asteroid up into our space station. So I'm going to plumb up another one of these to make it go a little bit faster. There we go. And so we need 10 of these sort of tech points to be able to research the evacuation hub. So if we finish this assignment request, we will get those, and there we go. And we can take other quests here for more points, so just accept one of those, and we will start our research. And to research our evacuation hub, we need 8 water. And what we can also do is grab our little rover over here, and while we're waiting, we can run around the asteroid and collect all these kind of coins up. Zoom. And there we go. We have the evacuation hub, and I will go ahead and claim that. And we need 250 credits and 5 tech points. So okay, yeah, if we complete this quest, we'll get those 5 tech points. And we'll go ahead and accept this quest for another few tech points. And we can now build our evacuation hub on top of here. Okay, so it looks like we need to send 16 gold and 8 oxygen to our evacuation hub. So we look here, it says oxygen is craftable. So we need to use a refiner, add water into it, and we get oxygen. And here's our refiner. So we go ahead and add that in here. Grab an extractor, plumb from the extractor to our refiner to our evacuation hub. And that should be moving water from here, making oxygen, and then putting it in here. And this appears to be our gold, so it's easy as putting a extractor on here and plumbing it up into our evacuation hub. And all the while, I'll be accepting more of these quests to make sure I have credits and tech points to be able to use. So go for a credit, this one. Oh, and we need to accept the the mission before it actually starts going. Don't forget to do that. Okay, so we've done that mission. Our next one is to get 8 uranium into the evacuation hub. So we'll go ahead and accept that. And now there's no uranium on this asteroid, which means we need to go back to our map and take a look at some of the other asteroids. Okay, so this one has uranium on it, and these two don't seem to, so we'll go ahead and discover this one. We'll go ahead and hit enter, build our launch pad. There we go, and here is a uranium deposit. So we'll go ahead and put a couple of our extractors on here. And then we need a way of getting the uranium from here into here, which means we have to research the landing pad And it's 10 credits for that. We'll go ahead and do that. And it's 22 uranium we need to unlock the landing pad. And there we go, the landing pad is unlocked. So if we go ahead and put one down in here, probably next to our research hub. And I'll go ahead and link the landing pad to the research hub. And we'll take our uranium deposit from here and we'll link it up to the landing pad there. So now we can divert where our uranium is going to. And that's that mission complete. Nice. And now we need quartz to the hub. So we'll go ahead and do a similar thing. We'll unhook this and send it to the research station. And I don't know, neither of these say they have quartz, so we may as well discover both of them. That does not have quartz on it. Neither does this one. Oh, it looks like we are getting into crafting. So you need water and silicone to be able to make quartz. And there's both water and silicone on this asteroid, so we'll definitely go ahead in here. Take a landing pad on, and we need to research a new building, the chemical lab. So we need 10 tech points, 10 water, and 10 silicone. We'll go ahead and set up some silicone extractors. Get that going, and we do already have water going. And we do have these module quests. We can take different modules for our space station to level up. So we have a lab on our space station currently, and that is it. So we could take a reactor, a treasury, or an engine room. Probably want to go with either the reactor or the treasury since we are creating these resources. We'll go ahead and do the treasury for now. Oh, and look, while doing that, our chemical lab was unlocked. So we'll go ahead and place this down. Probably around about here. And we'll add a water extractor here and plumb it in. And a silicone extractor here and plumb it in. And then plumb this into the main one. And this should hopefully be making quartz. And I've just realized we'll need another launch pad because we'll need to move it to a different place. This will need to go to the extraction hub rather than our station. So go back in the overall map, we want to take our quartz and move it over here to our extraction hub. And you can see up here, there's all the different recipes we know. So we've got quartz, oxygen, that sort of thing. So you can always check out how to make something. Okay, so we've completed that sector. So we can go ahead and travel to the next one. The things the bird found was this strange rock that appears to come from a massively different part of their space, their universe. So go ahead and go for Sector 3. So they're calling their strange rock a strangelet. And our bird decided they need to travel to the place where the strangelet came from, or they think the strangelet came from, so they can do some more studying. So to do this, they need some resources. So we need mirrors and lasers, and mirrors. Okay, and to make mirrors, we need uranium and glass. To make glass, we need quartz. Does not look like there's any quartz in any of the known asteroids. I'm gonna go ahead and discover the other ones we got here. Hopefully we'll find some quartz. Oh no, it looks like we found a new asteroid. No quartz yet. Not there. Oh no, it looks like we can craft quartz. We can use silicone and water. Oh, that is what we did last time. Yes. So this one in the corner here has silicone and water. So we'll go ahead and go in here so we can start making some quartz. So we need a chemical lab. I'll go ahead and stick it there. We need an extractor on the water, plumb that in, and then an extractor on the silicone and plumb that in. And that should be making quartz, which we then need to put through a refiner, which makes glass. So you can go ahead and add a refiner in here. And then we need an optics factory to put the uranium and the glass in to be able to produce lasers. So optics factory, we'll go ahead and start research on that. So we need 10 pieces of glass to make that. Isn't that convenient? We are making glass now. So I go ahead and link that up to this station so we can start unlocking our optics factory. And there we go, our optics factory is made. I'm also go ahead and add an extractor on water and link it all up here, as well as some silicone and the titanium, just so we can have a little bit of income coming in, and if we need it later on, it's already set up. And we'll go back to our map because now we need uranium. It's uranium found here or here. I mean, this has more resources, so we may as well pop into this one. And we'll go ahead and add our launch pad in here. And there is plenty of uranium around. Now I think we need to go ahead and add a landing pad in here. And then move the glass over here so we can add up the uranium in the optics factory to be able to make the lasers. But we'll just have to wait until we get a little bit more money. We're running low on credits, but I do have a credit mission ticking over as well. Okay, there we go. Looks like we have enough for a landing pad there. We'll put that there. And we'll need to add another landing pad in here because we're currently sending our glass into this one, which also has all the other materials on it. Put that there, and we'll move the glass hookup from here to here. Okay, so now I have enough for an optics factory, which we can go ahead and place probably down here. Okay, and this requires energy, which is in this tab, so we need to unlock solar panels for its 10 glass. For those, so we'll go ahead and set those to be unlocked. And while that is happening, I will link up this to our optics factory, and I'll go ahead and add an extractor on here and also link it up to our optics factory, so when we get it all up and running, it will be ready and our optics factory can link up into this launch pad. And there we go, there's solar panels researched. So we need to take these from our energy tab. Need to be placed in sunlight, so we'll put one here and link it up here, and it looks like it needs 2 more, so 1, link that in, and we'll put the last solar panel down there, link it up, and this should be this working now. So I need to go ahead and take the glass from this asteroid here and put it into this one there, and this should hopefully be this now producing lasers. Here's the glass coming in. We've got the uranium. Yes, we did it. We got lasers. Okay, so that is half of what we needed. We also need to look at mirrors now. So mirrors need glass and light alloy. Light alloy needs aluminium and silicone. It seems like both aluminium and silicone are being made down here. They are indeed. Can be created into light alloy in the crucible. So we'll need to go ahead and research the crucible, but I do not have currently enough research points for that. So we'll have to do one of these missions, so it's just water for 13 research points. Do more than enough to make this. It also wants me to research a pipe hub, so splits and merges pipes, which would be useful because I could split off the glass from here to also be making. Go ahead and research the crucible, and we need both aluminium and silicone, and we're about sending both of those to this station. And there you go, there's our crucible made. And I believe this needs to go, yes, in one of these craters, so I might put it in there. And we need to add aluminium and silicone, and this also needs 3 power. And I've gone ahead and set the pipe hub to researching. And we go ahead and research the pipe hub, which is going to be useful for the next step of this. And we'll go ahead and put our 3 solar panels in. Get them all connected up. Okay, so there you go. That is making the aluminium sheet. And then to finish off the mirror, we need the glass plus the aluminium sheet in an optics factory. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the optics factory in around about here. And we'll plumb in the crucible with our light alloy sheet. Yeah, the light alloy. And then we'll go ahead and find our glass, which is over here. And we'll also plumb this in. And there we go, we're making mirrors. We just have to plumb this up into there, and I believe it should be getting sent to our station. And I just realized we have a station mission we neglected, and we can come onto this planet to look for the iron. Just throw a couple of extractors on here and plumb those in, and there we go. And there we go. Okay, and so that's that level completed. Basically the birds needed the lasers and the mirrors to make a solar sail, because they went on an expedition out towards where these strangelets come from in their galaxy. So let's try the next level. We're on Ravsicle. And now our mission is to set up our station and also find more of these strangelets. And it seems like our first mission is to go ahead and insulate our station, because it's quite a bit colder out here apparently than it is back where we're used to. I think we'll go ahead and start by going in some asteroids. We need to upgrade our station level and just start getting some resources on board. There we go. So it looks like we have a mission for a reactor, so we need 4 uranium. That's easy enough done. We'll stick down an extractor, plumb it in, and now we're getting uranium. Let's stick down a few more to speed up the process. Okay, so we want a second upgrade to our station. So sulfur, silicone, or aluminium. So we have both aluminium and... yeah, I think the aluminium is the only one we currently have found. So we'll go ahead and jump into this asteroid with the aluminium. Aluminium. It's kind of hard to say repeatedly. And we can go ahead and plumb up a few bits and pieces of aluminium into here. And there we go, we've got our second station level, and we can complete this mission. And next, we're looking for strangelets. So we'll go ahead and accept that one. And we may as well start exploring some of these asteroids to see what we can find. I'm just gonna go ahead and discover all of these guys. And we need 1 strangelet. Ooh, this looks like there's a strangelet possibly on this round asteroid here. I can sort of see the purpley bit. Oh, yep, there it is there. And so we want to put an evacuation hub on top of that there. And so we need 6 water going into our evacuation hub. So we'll go ahead and accept that crest. And it looks like it's so cold here, all our water has frozen. So we're going to go ahead and need an ice extractor to be able to get water. So we'll go ahead and start research for that. So that needs aluminium, which we're making, as well as sulfur, which we have not started making yet. Let's go see if we can find some sulfur. I'll go ahead and discover these 2 asteroids. It doesn't look like there's any sulfur on the ones we've already looked at. Ah, there we go. Both of these have sulfur in them. And this one also has water. So we'll go ahead and go into this kind of round asteroid here. Because we'll need water anyway. Or well, it looked around from the outside. It's kind of more of a... I can't think of the name for like a 3D triangle. Wow, forgot your basic shapes. Need to go back to primary school. Okay, and we'll put an extractor on this sulfur here. Maybe a second one and this one up here. And there we go, we've got our ice extractor. And we can go ahead and plumb this in here. And we will need a second launch pad because we're going to have to send this to the projection hub. And we'll go ahead and add an ice extractor here. Maybe add 2. And then we'll go in this asteroid with our strangelet is. And we'll add a landing pad next to it and link this all up. Looks like this can also be used on the methane gas here. We'll link that up there just to get a little more income coming in. And then we'll go ahead and link up the water from this asteroid to our extraction hub. And that should hopefully start this ticking over. And there we go, that's that completed. Okay, so it looks like we need some plastic. And we need to work out how to craft this. So we need a hydrocarbon. So we can either have methane and carbon or water and carbon. How do we make carbon? So we need methane and oxygen. Okay, let's go back. One of these had like methane and water in them, didn't it? Or methane. No one had methane and water. This one has water, which is sending to here, which has methane. So yeah, we could go ahead and do that again. And enter here. Right, where's our landing pad? Landing pad is here. I want to be sending water through a refiner. Because that'll make our oxygen. So then we can add to a chemical lab with some methane. And that will create our carbon, which we then can create hydrocarbons with more methane in another chemical lab. So chemical lab there, string the there into there, and then add another methane extractor. And that should create our hydrocarbons. And then to get plastics, we need to put it through a refiner. You need to add this through a refiner, the hydrocarbon through the refiner, and that makes plastics, which we can then plumb into our evacuation hub. And that should be the next mission going. Let's check. So we've got, oxygen and methane going to make the carbon. Then we make our hydrocarbon. Then we made our plastic, and that's going to our evacuation hub. Okay, yes, and that is progressing our mission. And there we go, that one's done. Now we do not need plastics anymore. I can go ahead and link this into our launch platform so we can start sending it up this station. Okay, so next we need ceramics, circuit board, and energy. Okay, so energy is not a problem. We just need to link up some solar panels. Okay, there we go. If we link up those 5 solar panels, that works. So now we need to have a look at ceramics. So to make ceramics, we need carbon, which is being produced, and also silicone or aluminium, and in a crucible. Right, so our carbon is being produced here. And we need, do we have silicone or... No, but we do have aluminium. So what I could do is get a pipe splitter in here. Right, we need to send it here. Okay. Get a pipe splitter in here. Take this into there. Like one out here. And then we need a crucible in, which can quite conveniently go there. And we take this into there. We also need some of the aluminum into there, and then we need some power. So we'll go ahead and put these 3, yeah. 3 of these out. Plug that in. And then that can go into here. And that should be producing ceramics. Great. And then what was next? We needed circuit boards. For circuit boards, we need silicone and acid. And to get acid, we can go for methane and sulfur, or sulfur and water. We can also do carbon and sulfur, but we've already got a lot of things making carbon. So if we pop out of here, so we need either somewhere where it has methane and sulfur, or sulfur and water. So it looks like this one here has sulfur and water. If I put it through a chemical lab, take one of these waters out of there. This is sulfur. Combine that into there, which should be making our acid. And then I also need silicone plus the acid to get the circuit board in a components lab, which we have not unlocked yet. Let's unlock our research our components lab. And to get the components lab, we just need the acid, which we literally just made. Perfect. I will go ahead and plug that in. Okay, there's the components lab done. Do I need a separate launching pad for this? Yes, probably, because one going to station, one going to there. Okay. Logistics. So unplug the acid from there and plug it in over here. We will then plug the acid into the landing pad here. And also the silicone. Oh, I can only have one plugged in at a time. Annoying. Okay. I'm not gonna actually do it here, can I? Do I have enough space? I do. Okay. So the landing pad there. Go ahead and grab our component lab. Link this up here. And then link our acid up into there. This needs power. And then we go ahead and link our silicone into here. And finally link this up, which is making our circuit board up to here. And then link our circuit boards up. Okay, there's it. Took me a bit of futzing, but I finally got the circuit boards linked up and going into our resource hub. And Kratos is currently being a pain in my butt. Is it close to your dinner time, sir? It's only 4 o'clock. It is 2 hours at least until your dinner time. Are you being loud, sir? Okay. Oh, and there we go. We got victory. We've got one of our starlights. Strangelets, sorry. Starlights? No, she's a character from The Boys. You know, I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave this off for now. I do quite enjoy this game. It is kind of cute and fun and all the little crafty bits and trying to link everything up. It can get a little frustrating at times, and I mean, I'm not so into the story of it, but I definitely enjoy this game. I think it's definitely worth the money, it's worth the purchase. I like it personally. You know, let me know down in the comments what you thought of it, if you've played it, that sort of thing. And if you've got any suggestions for games you'd like to see me play, I'm always open to suggestions. Just no horror and no sort of Elden Ring sort of Souls-like extremely tough games. I don't do well with either of those. If you're enjoying my content, if you could subscribe or give this video a little like, it really helps my little channel grow. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!